Shalom family, good day to you all. Hopefully everything's going accordingly. Today I come to you peace and love in a word from the Most High. So today we are going to be discussing the creation, the beginning of it all. So today I'll be coming from Genesis chapter 1. We're going to go through the whole chapter, but I will be breaking it up in two parts. So of course today I'll be coming with the first portion. So we're going to jump right into it. So we're going to start off in Genesis 1 and 1. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth became without form and empty, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of Yahweh was hovering over the face of the waters. So in verse 2, there are two words that we have to look at because they have meaning. And those two words are without and darkness. So the word without comes from the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon to the Old Testament. And this word shows that it means chaos, vain, worthless thing, full of God worship. So basically the worship of little Elohims. And this word darkness means to be led astray. In the Hebrew and Chaldee lexicon to the Old Testament shows that this word means misery, death, destruction, ignorance, wickedness, and sorrow. So with us knowing those two words, I like to go back over verse 2. Now the earth became without form and empty, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of Yahweh was hovering over the face of the waters. So verse 2 is saying the earth was full of chaos, vanity, and worthlessness. The earth had been led astray with God worship and the worship of Satan, and also false doctrine. So it was full of misery, death, wickedness, destruction, ignorance, sorrow, and this is what Yahweh saw. Because remember, he was hovering over the face of the deep. We want to push forward with verse 3. And Yahweh said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And Yahweh saw the light, that it was beneficial. And Yahweh divided between the light and between the darkness. So this first initial light was not the light as we know it. This was the righteous light, the light of man. Because remember, Yahweh is that light. So man, righteous man, was that first initial light. So Yahweh saw that the light was righteous and that the wicked were therefore unworthy of using this light. So therefore Yahweh set the light apart, reserving it for the righteous. So I'm going to go into a couple of verses here. I want to be reading out of the Sefer Bible. So it's going to read a little different from the King James Version or other versions. So the first verse that I want to go to is Isaiah. We'll go to the book of Isaiah, and it's going to be verse chapter 8, verse 20. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the Torah and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. That's that righteousness we're talking about. That is that initial light, the righteous man. So this second verse, reference verse I want to go to comes from Matthew. So we're going to go to the New Testament, into Brother Matthew. So this is Matthew chapter 13, verses 10 through 17. And the Talmudim, which are the disciples, came and said unto him, Why speak you unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever has, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever has not, from him shall be taken away, even that he has. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Yahuah. And this word Yahuah means Yahuah has saved. So Yahuah, which says, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their eyes are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should turn back, which is turning away from evil, and I should heal them. So you will be saved. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Hallelujah. So now I'm going to go back to Genesis and pick back up with verse 5. And Yahweh called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and then the morning were the first day. And Yahweh said, Let there be an expanse between the waters, and let there be separation between the waters from the waters. So Yahweh made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it, and it was so. And Yahweh called the expanse sky, and the evening and then the morning were the second day. And Yahweh said, Let the waters under the sky be gathered to one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And Yahweh called the dry land earth, and the gathered waters he called seas. And Yahweh saw that it was fitting. And then Yahweh said, Let the earth produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees, on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. And it was so. And the earth produced vegetation, seed-bearing plants according to their kind, and seed-bearing trees according to their kind. And Yahweh saw that it was right. And the evening and then the morning were the third day. So now here in verse 14 is where we're going to get into the light as we know it, the light that brightens up the sky during the day and the night. So this is that light that was created here in chapter 14. No, verse 14, sorry. And Yahweh said, let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark the feast and for days and years. So here, Yahweh created this initial light for signs to know the days and the years, and also like his feast days and all of his holy days for us to keep. So that's the reason that he created the lights for the sky, like the moon, the stars, the sun, and all those things. So those were signs to mark those days. And also to give us like warning signs also, which if you want to read that, you can go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verses 1 through 7, and it'll tell you a little more about that. And then also Joel chapter 2, verse 31, and you can get a little more in depth about the signs. And let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. So that was that light that was created for us. Verse 16. Yahweh made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. And Yahweh set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth, and to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. Remember that light is the righteous man, and the darkness is basically the evil, the sorrow, the wickedness, the Satan worship, the God worship, all these idol worship. That is the darkness. And Yahweh saw that it was right. So the evening and then the morning were the first day. Then Yahweh said, let the waters bring forth an abundance of living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky. So Yahweh created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Yahweh saw that it was fitting. So here in verse 21, I want to touch on these sea creatures, because also in Job talks about these sea creatures also, so you can reference the sea creatures also in Job. So I'm going to go to the book of Job and read it out for you. And it's Job chapter 7, verse 12. Am I a sea? Am I a dragon in the deep, that you would muzzle my words? So the only difference in Job is that he referenced it as a dragon of the deep. And in the Hebrew Canaan, it's referring to one who commits spiritual whoredom. So notice, whatever this creature he was speaking of needed to be muzzled So maybe it spoke, or maybe it just needed to be shut up. So whatever this creature is had to be muzzled. Verse 22. And Yahweh blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth. So the evening and then the morning were the 5th day. Then Yahweh said, let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind. And it was so. And Yahweh made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And Yahweh saw that it was right. So, Father Yahweh has created everything from his knowledge and his wisdom, brought it forth with his mouth, spoke it, and created it because he saw that it was right and fitting. So, that will be part 1, and I will be back with part 2 later on in the week. So you guys stay blessed and peaceful. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Shalom.